Hey there, Alpha Bites. It's your good buddy JP here, once again bringing you another video. This one's going to be another Walking Dead video, and we are going to be talking about, if most of you probably have heard already, but we are going to be talking about news from AMC launching of the casting of the character, the great villain of the Walking Dead series, Negan. So as most of you probably are aware, or if you haven't heard, this might be some big news for you, but it has been confirmed and announced that actor Jefferey Dean Morgan, who most of you probably know from his stints on Grey's Anatomy, and he's also been on Supernatural portraying John Winchester, the patriarch of the Winchester family, if you're familiar with that series, has been cast to play Negan. Now, most of us big Walking Dead fans have been sort of pining for this. This has been a big rumor that's been going on probably since the start of this season, even prior to the start of the season, back when AMC was filming last season, or last summer. And so, but yes, now it is confirmed. This is going to be really exciting news. If you've been waiting to hear about this, if you know, been like all of us just on bated breath, wanting to know, will we see Negan? You know, there's been a lot of videos done on, is he going to come this season? Will we see him? Is he going to join the show? You know, a lot of these self-made theories going around, even if the character would be cast. But yes, now we know for sure it is official. He is joining the show. So we're just going to talk a little bit about that and what kind of impact it's going to have on the show. Spoiler warning for any of you who have not seen The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 6. This will likely spoil some things for you. We might touch on that a little bit. So if you haven't seen that episode yet, if it's still DVR and you haven't watched it, turn this video off and go watch that first. Do not watch this video. This will likely have some potential spoilers for you. With that being said, let's go over and talk a little bit about what's been going on up until this last episode, and what we might see coming into the mid-season finale. And as far as the role that Negan will play, we know for sure AMC has said that Negan will make his appearance in the season 6 finale, which will be airing, I believe, the last week of this month, November. I'm sorry, no, that will be the mid-season finale. It will be in the end of February, I believe. So, which will be exciting, and that will probably translate into the 7th season, which we know now AMC has confirmed earlier this month. So that's probably going to be the big storyline, at least, or one of them, for season 7. So the question is, let's just recap quickly. What did we see from last episode? We know it was mostly a Daryl episode, which, if you're like me, love Daryl episodes. You can't go wrong there. But we saw where Daryl and Sasha and Abraham were, as they went off, still ahead of the pack in the herd. They were trying to make their way back to Alexandria. They sort of kind of got sidetracked a little bit, and trying to baby step their way back. They consequently got ambushed by a group of survivors who didn't really see much of, just knew it was a bunch of guys with guns. Looked kind of similar to the governor and his men from Woodbury, but it ended up being that Sasha and Abraham got separated from Daryl, and so the episode pretty much focused on what Daryl was doing at the time. But the question is, we want to know is, who are these characters? Who are these guys? Who is this group? Obviously, we see Daryl come across the few survivors that he went into that ultimately left him high and stranded, taking his crossbow, taking his motorcycle, that were part of this group. But the question is are these part of Negan's horde of men? Is this the stepping stone, the leading point that's going to get to Negan? It's a good question. Don't know really if that's the case. Could be. It certainly could seem that way. Because again, now we know that Negan is coming on, is going to be featured at the end of the season. This could be leading up to his premiere. We might find out maybe in the next couple episodes. I'm not sure how much, the show is going to focus on that since we're coming to the mid-season finale. Don't know where that's going to kind of tie into the storyline. And there's a few things that likely will happen for the mid-season finale. So probably more so after the mid-season finale, going to the second half of the season. We'll probably get more details as to who these mysterious characters really are, and we'll kind of get more insight as to whether or not they are Negan's men. Maybe they're another group that's going to be coming out. Maybe as a possibility of a subplot for next season. I don't know. It could go either way. You can feel free to leave comments about it. If any of you have suggestions of what you think it is, too, feel free to leave a comment there on what you personally feel it could be. But yeah, I think it's a good possibility. So, but again, going back to the staple with Negan, this is a big, big deal because we know, again, if you're a follower of the comic books, if you read the comic books, you know that Negan is probably the biggest bad guy The Walking Dead has seen. You know, making the governor look like a saint. You know, this guy is just totally bad news. Probably going to be a lot of trouble for Rick and the others. Now the question is, which you know, a lot of fans know, and again, spoiler warning if you haven't read the comics or are familiar with them anyway, we know that Negan is ultimately responsible for the death of Glenn. In the comic book series, Glenn gets kicked out. He is one of a few of the other group of survivors that Negan manages to capture, and he subsequently gets handpicked by Negan to be executed for retaliation for the fact that Rick and the others sort of ambushed Negan and his men and killed a few of his men. So sort of payback, more or less. But so that's the question leads into is, and there's some other videos on this as well, but is Glenn in fact alive? Will he be alive long enough for Negan to do him in? Will there be a switch out? Will it be a different character? I know a lot of theories going on right now. The big story is that the belief is that Daryl will be the one that Negan kills. Let me just say this, just to dispel quickly. I know Norman Reedus has a lot of other projects going on. He has some show that AMC is producing. I believe he's got another film in the works somewhere. I think it's a short film, but I don't think the projects are enough to sway him, at least to take up his time away from The Walking Dead. And again, Daryl's character being where it is, and the show's still not quite at its peaking, and it's not quite at its climax. I think he wants to go further. I don't suspect that they're going to kill him off right away. Of course, you know it could happen. You know, AMC has been known to throw curveballs, so the likelihood of would that actually happen, it could. I don't again believe so, but it could be a sight to see yet. So that's one possible theory that's going around. It does again generate a lot of hype. It could be very interesting, especially again if AMC goes that route, which they could. But again, likelihood I don't think it's gonna happen. So, but obviously though, with Negan coming on the show, it's gonna have a huge impact. And the question is this, I'm probably likely safe to assume that he's going to be on long term. So probably going to see him again since he's coming on the season finale this season. We'll see him really blossom in season 7. Maybe if we get to season 8 and maybe 9, maybe 2 or 3 seasons get him on there. But it's going to have a huge impact on how the show is going to morph and change. I mean, again, it's changed quite a lot already. With all the things that have happened from season 1 till now till season 6. So I think with the addition of Negan coming in, and since the character has such a huge mainstream of storyline, and again from where the comics are coming from, I think that's going to translate onto the screen for the TV show. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, and again, there's certain elements that the show does that the comics don't. It kind of steers away from it a little bit. So there could be some elements of the comic that comes into play with the TV show, but I think ultimately there's going to be some twists and turns changing it a little bit, especially as far as dialogue is concerned. Again, if you're familiar with Negan's character, he has been known to be quite a foul mouth, and for a TV series, it's likely AMC is probably going to have to find another staple word for him to use. I guess, from what I understand, his favorite word is the F-bomb. So, again, being on public television, although it is a adult-rated type TV show, at least in the last couple of seasons, it's been upgraded. So, wouldn't be totally surprising, but I think that because of the nature of how much he uses that word, I don't think that they're going to allow that to be the case most of the time. So, I'm interested to see. So, little things like that here and there that are going to change, but I think they'll pretty much stay true to form because of the fact that, again, Negan is big villain for the show, and he's not just a minor character that comes on and dies like a Garrett, just a short antagonist comes on, oh yeah, I'm going to cause all these problems, pain in the butt, I think he's going to be on it for quite a while. And at least for me, I'm excited to see this is going to be interesting. It kind of has some scary elements because they don't know kind of how he's going to wreak on Rick and the others, what that's going to do to Alexandria. For which it seems at this point, it seems like, our survivors, everybody there is going to be pretty much situated in Alexandria, at least probably I'd say for the rest of this season, maybe going into season 7. But it could be. It's been hard to peg so far. I mean, there's a lot of twists and turns, a lot of time left, half the season coming up left, and a lot of things could happen from now until then. But really good stuff. And I think it's gonna be interesting to see. But I'm really excited about this news. Really excited about the casting. I think it's gonna be a great addition. I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I think he, and again, I've seen Supernatural shows I like to watch. One of my more favorite shows, I guess you could say. I think he does a really good acting job. And again, the interesting part of this is that Negan is just the type of character that there are a lot of actors that are geared or well equipped that could portray him. So you really can't go wrong. So I know even before there was a lot of predictions that if we see Negan, a lot of prediction videos as to who could be cast as me, who could fit the bill, fill those shoes. I think a lot of actors out there could do it. But again, I would have been happy with anybody. But I think that this is a good choice. I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan will live up to that. I think it'll be interesting to see because again, he's been more of the hero type persona that he's been portraying in the series that he's been in, Supernatural and Grey's Anatomy. So I don't know how well he will translate to be going from the hero to the villain. I think he will do. I'm sure he'll do very well with that. I think his rough, tough persona can go a long way. I think he'll translate very well to that. But we'll have to wait and see. It'll be exciting nonetheless. So yeah, that's pretty much what I want to talk about with this video. I think it's really exciting news. We are 2 episodes away, actually 1 episode away from the mid-season finale, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. So make sure you catch that. Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be awesome. Fantastic. I think they're going to end on a strong note and leave us in a cliffhanger. And it's going to be hard because we're going to have a 2-month wait before we come back to the tail end of the second half of the season. So hopefully, at least for me, it's always gripping where I leave it hanging and it's just like, oh, I need to wait and it's so long and, so I think it'll be good. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave your comments if you have an opinion, what you guys think. What's your take on Negan coming to the show? Again, all excited. It's all excitement going all the way around. But what kind of impact can he have? What kind of things do you think will translate from his addition to the show? Things of that nature. Feel free to leave a comment, send us an email. We can just on Google Plus, but you can send emails to us at azstudios8985@gmail.com. I'd love to check those out. Also, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, become part of this, help us grow. I'm trying to get some more videos produced to kind of showcase the things we're going to do. But please, become a part of that and make your voice heard and tell us what you want to see. We want to do some more fan picks, things like that, subscribers like you guys that you want to see, the videos that you want and things like that. We're coming up with some ideas just to kind of get some things up here, get the channel growing a little bit, but the more we get everybody else involved, I think the more materials can start to flow and we'll have a better turnout as far as that goes. And hopefully we get more videos up on a regular basis. So we'll see how that goes. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I am going to be doing another video tonight as well. I'm going to change topic a little bit. Sometimes I want to kind of switch gears on. But I wanted to do this video for Walking Dead because it's a big time for the show right now. And again, this has been a big topic going around, so I wanted to kind of discuss it a little bit. So we'll probably do some more after this coming weekend when we see episode 7. I'll probably maybe a little review of that or something like that. So definitely going to have something going up for the season finale as well. And we'll probably do some in between the season finale and then when the second half of the season picks up, and I believe it'll be February, we'll do some videos in between and kind of have some predictions of what we think will happen for the remainder of this season. So thanks a lot guys for watching. Again, please subscribe, join up, come on board. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like it if you did. Give us some feedback. Let me know what you think too. Want to keep doing videos like this if you want. But hope you enjoyed it. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.